Hola, hola, hola. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito, Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. Thank you for all of you who are here watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, whether you're watching me live or whether you are watching the replay. Gracias. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to share with you something that I think I'm going to start sharing a little bit more so that you know about these woo-woo weird things. I don't know if any of you know that I am actually a Reiki healer. I am a yoga therapist. I, have done a lot of this. I'm an EFT certified healer. I don't know if healer is the right word, but technician or practitioner or whatever it is. So I have quite a few modalities behind me. And one of the things the reason I started them is because I wanted to share them in the business. I wanted to see, because, we get so, when we own a business, we get so caught up in making sure that we're doing everything right, everything that, everybody else is doing, instead of really listening to ourselves. And we have a mindset that it's like we have to be like somebody else in order to have more money. And what I want to share with you today is the fact that it's not at all like that. So in today's episode, I would like to share with you how to shift your mindset and start making more money right now. But it is going to take some work. It's not just one of those, you're going to listen and it's all going to be done. No, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some action on your part. All right. So thank you, everybody, for watching me. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. My name is Marti Angel. I am your host. And for those of you that are listening for the first time, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. And this episode today starts another realm. I used to be one of my previous jobs was a college professor, right? As a college professor, I was in the health and exercise science department. I was in the math department. I was in the business department. Well, now I get to blend all those together. I don't have to stay so compartmentalized. And that's what I love about this. So welcome, everybody, to the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. This is a podcast where we break through limits, your mindsets, and to build the life that you truly deserve. And today, I'm diving in very deep into a conversation that literally can change your financial future. And that is how to shift your mindset and start making more money right now. So if you're ready, grab your cafecito and let's get to it. So thank you all for being here. Once again, if you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, remember to subscribe and hit that bell, and you can help me grow and share out for those who also need it. And I'm so excited about that. If you're actually listening to me, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, thank you. And anything I talk about will be in the show notes, right? If I share a link or something like that, or a free gift, they'll all be in the show notes. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about money. Money is one of those tricky topics that, that can bring up all kinds of emotions: stress, fear, guilt, thoughts of what ifs, I can't, what ifs this doesn't work, what ifs I always stay poor, what ifs. I call those what ifs weeds, right? They're mental weeds. But let's be real. Money itself is not the problem. It's our beliefs about money that are the problem. We have a lot of beliefs and things that we brought into this world with us without even knowing we brought them into this world with us. And today I'm going to expose those hidden money blocks that have been keeping you stuck and that I have experienced myself, so that you can actually finally start attracting the wealth that you deserve. Now, here's my belief. I have certainty that there is enough wealth for everybody. There's no reason that anybody should be struggling. So we need to clear out those weeds. We need to pull out those weeds and can finally start attracting the wealth that you deserve. So, mujeres hermosas, chulas, are you ready? Let's talk about this. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why does your mindset control your money flow? If you had to describe here's a second question. If you had to describe your relationship with money in one sentence, what would it be? What does it sound like? Is it a love-hate relationship that you have? Is it a fear-based relationship that you had? Because I had a fear-based one. I had the fear of not having, the fear that it was all going to be taken away from me, the fear that I wasn't going to be able to pay the bills, the fear of not having, the fear of not having enough money, the fear of not making enough money. And if you're with me, that fear took me down. And you have this love-hate relationship, so you really need to do what's called a diagnostic, an internal diagnostic. So answer yourself this question. Are you in a constant struggle when it comes to money? Are you afraid to spend because you're afraid that you won't have enough for a rainy day? Or how does money flow to you? Do you think it flows to you easily and effortlessly? Or do you normally have to struggle and you have to work hard? See, those are beliefs that we really have to decipher. We have to get in there deep, deep inside our brain, our hearts. We have to know where we're feeling them. If you just say the word money, what happens to your body? What happens to your head? Do you go into, oh my gosh, I haven't paid the credit card bills. Oh my gosh, I haven't done this. Oh my God, what if? And most of us, I'm going to be honest with you, most of us, mujeres hermosas, chulas, most of us, oh my beautiful matriarchal society, most of us have been conditioned to believe that making money is hard. Now, we heard this a lot from people, whether they were trying to be nice with us, trying to warn us, trying to keep us out of, the struggle, whatever it is. But you probably heard that making money is hard. And you also probably heard that, in order to make good money, you have to work long hours. You have to work seven days a week, 24 hours a day, struggle and sacrifice to earn more. But what if I told you that your thoughts and beliefs about money are actually controlling how much of it you make? Yes, amiga, your mindset is the gatekeeper of your financial success. Let me repeat that. And remember, as I used to tell my college kids, if I say, let me repeat that, take some time to write it down, because that's almost a guarantee that it'll be on the test. So for you, my listeners and watchers, I want you to write this down. I want you to think about this, because your mindset is the gatekeeper of your financial success. So if you think that it's going to go away and that you're not going to have enough, guess what? you probably will be living that self-fulfilling prophecy. But if deep down you believe that making money is difficult as well, you're going to find ways to make it difficult, whether that's undercharging for your work, or hesitating to raise your prices, or avoiding financial decisions altogether. That's important. If you think, I just can't seem to get ahead financially, your brain is going to seek out evidence to confirm that belief. So your brain will seek out evidence for whatever that is. That means even when opportunities to make more money appear to you, you might not recognize them because your mindset is blocking you from seeing them. Even if you have cool glasses on like I do, right? So let's do a little exercise. You know me as a former educator, and I always, especially with algebra, when I was teaching algebra, I always had the kids do a little exercise because I needed to, to check whether or not they were understanding what it was we were talking about. So here it is. The educator in me is coming out. So now I'm going to ask you. Let's do a little ask yourself exercise. All right? And you can write these down or not, but ask yourself, what is my first thought when I think about making more money? What is my first thought when I think about making more money? Do you feel excited or do you feel nervous and doubtful? Do you believe that you have to work twice as hard to earn more money? Those are really important. And the answers that you're going to get to these questions are going to give you clues about what's keeping you stuck financially. And these are words that you can say without even knowing you're saying them. Let me give you an example. Story time. All right. So my brother and I, it's interesting because my brother and I, we grew up together. I only have one sibling. One actual full sibling that I actually grew up with, right? And so my brother and I grew up the same. But here's the difference. I kept hearing him say, "Oh, you need money to make money. Oh, you need money to make money." And every time he said that, I would feel like a resistance, something hitting me right in the pit of my stomach. And it was like, it didn't sit well with me. But I went ahead and he said it so often that I began to say it. You need money to make money. And then one day it was like, no, wait a minute, that doesn't feel good. It just feels like I'm batting up against something. It doesn't feel good. So if you're with me, don't worry, I got you. I got you. So there's some money blocks happening. I got you. How do I ask myself? How do I know which questions to ask? I got you. Because of that, I created a powerful worksheet with only simple 10 little questions that will help you identify and shift your limiting beliefs. Now, if you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, you're going to find the link to that, 10 question little questionnaire in the description below. If you're listening to me wherever you love to listen to your shows, it'll be in the show notes. So go download it now, because it will help you to really identify. It's kind of like going to the doctor for your yearly physical. It will help you to change the way you think about money forever. Just these 10 little questions are going to be able to help you discover your hidden money blocks, right? And so it's going to be so important. Let's talk about money blocks, though. What are money blocks? And you're probably looking at me going like, Marti, what are money blocks? Okay, so let's chat a little bit about money blocks. These are deeply ingrained beliefs that are often picked up from childhood. These are beliefs that keep us from earning and keeping the wealth we deserve. Yes, keeping that wealth. And let me tell you a story about that. Okay, so I think, what you heard, we all know that what we heard around money when we're growing up has a big deal to do with our money mindset. But before we go into that, let me give you a story about, money. And money can show up your money thoughts, your money beliefs can show up in many forms. For me, when I became principal of a school, I was very excited, but for me, I was a Latina and one of 3 Latina principals in this big district. And I was serving a community who was about 80% Latino. So it was really important that they saw somebody that looked like them, right? Now, when I was doing this, though, when I finally got it, I was so excited. But then as days went on, I noticed that I kept looking over my shoulder and I kept thinking, maybe this is too good to be true. Somebody's probably going to come and accuse me of something. Somebody's going to da-da-da. And at the end of the day, what am I going to do about money? Well, lo and behold, for 3 years, I walked around feeling like the position was going to be taken from me. And yep, 3 years later, I took the school out of program improvement, but because of the evil eye, somebody was trying to take that position from me. And they accused me of lots of things, nasty things that were not true, that were proven to be not true, but I still ended up losing that position. So, in retrospect, I know that it was my beliefs, my thoughts, my fears that brought it to me because I kept feeling that fear. And manifestation, my friends, is about the feelingness. And so, one of the things that I do every day is I look up into the sky and I say, whether you say universe, creator, God, I love the word God. So for me, I grew up Catholic, I'm going to say the word God. But I look up and I say, God, please show me how to feel certainty for the success that I deserve. Help me to feel certainty for the success I deserve in my business. Help me to feel certainty for the success that I know I'm capable of. And I go on and on and on, and I walk around and I'm drinking my water, my warm water, and it's important for me to say those things because I know what happened in the past. So and I don't know why I thought about it, but you have to be very careful. You have to know the kind of mind that you are. I have a very, very strong mind. But because I have a very, very, very strong mind, it is very malleable. Which means I have to be careful to what I listen to and to who's telling me what, because it'll shape my thoughts. How do you know that your mind is very malleable? Let me give you an example. If you watch TV, let's say you're watching TV in the evening or in the day, it doesn't matter what time of day, but then you go to sleep at night and then at night you're replaying the episode you watched and sort of kind of bring it into yourself. If that is true, then if you feel that and you're bringing in that episode or whatever it is you saw, mujeres hermosas, chulas, that is your number one red flag. That your mind is very malleable. That what you see, that what you hear, that what that whatever is around you, you're going to feel it. So be very careful. Be very careful, right? Now, the other thing that you need to do is you need to ask yourself this question. When you were listening to your parents, did you hear your parents, whether it was to you or somebody else, say things like, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, you have to work yourself to exhaustion to be successful? These statements, amores, these statements may seem harmless, but they shape the way we think about money as adults. Honestly, I know. For example, if you were raised to believe that rich people are selfish, deep down you might feel guilty about wanting more money because you don't want to be that selfish person. And so what happens is you're mustering up, you're creating this guilt. And that guilt could show up in your life as undercharging people for the things that you do, or feeling that you're not worthy, or afraid to up your prices, or avoiding money conversations, like avoiding looking at your bank accounts, or even avoiding spending money as soon as you get it because you're afraid it's going to be gone, or the opposite. You spend money as soon as you get it because subconsciously you don't want to become one of those selfish, rich people. See how sneaky these money blocks can be? Can you feel that? Amores, hermosas, chulas. Here's the truth. Here is the truth. Besides the fact, if I tell you money is just energy, you're going to say, okay, well, what's energy, right? But think about money as a tool. Money is a tool. It's neutral, right? Just like a shovel. It's neutral. Has no power in and of itself. It doesn't dance by itself. It doesn't move by itself. It doesn't go shopping by itself. It's a neutral tool. But this tool will amplify who you already are. So if you're greedy already, if you're narcissistic already, having money is just going to make you more of that. But if you're a giving, kind person, having more money will allow you to give and help even more. So the next time you catch yourself thinking negatively about money or feeling, that's the other thing. People are going like, well, I'm not listening to my thoughts every day. No, but you are feeling. You're a feeling being. So you have a thought, boom, you immediately feel it. If it doesn't feel good, if it feels like antsy, or if it feels like it's just like something stuck in the middle here or in your throat, or maybe your head kind of feel it, pause and ask yourself, is this belief true? And the second question you want to ask yourself is, where did this belief come from? And how is this belief helping or hurting my financial success? OMG, my ladies, this level of awareness is powerful. If you can stop and say, whoa, what am I feeling? Whoa, wait a minute. Is this belief hurting me or helping me? The level of awareness is powerful. And once you identify that limiting belief, you can replace it with an empowering one. And you can use other tools like emotional freedom technique, the Sedona method, Ho'oponopono. You can use, visualization. You can use mantras. You can use NLP. And funny, all of those things I just mentioned, I'm actually certified in all of those things. But if you need help pinpointing these hidden money beliefs that you're feeling, and you're ready to do some real work, deep work, grab the worksheet that I created, which will guide you through it. Grab it now and start shifting your mindset. So important. And I also want to share with you that in my community, in my Rock Your Biz community, we go through these exercises, and it's so important. And the breakthroughs that we get from all of these participants are amazing. So if you're ready to shift, then grab that worksheet, or go to my Stan store and join the community, right? So how to shift your mindset today. Let's talk about that, because you know that I always like to give tips and tricks. How to shift your mindset today. Now that we know what's blocking us, let's talk about, okay, great, Marti. Now that we know what's blocking us, how do we start shifting? Well, here we go. Take notes. Number 1, recognize that your limiting beliefs are making you feel weird, because you can't change what you're not aware of. So recognize that you've got that limiting belief. Then take out a notebook or a journal. You can even grab one of my smaller journals and write down every belief you have about money, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Write it down. Spend some time. The other day I decided, you know what? I'm going to play some music, and I'm just going to write for 10 minutes. And I put money, the word money, at the top. And then I put 2 columns, feelings and thoughts. So my thoughts came first, right? So I filled out the thoughts. Here's all the thoughts. And then I looked at the thoughts and I thought, how did that thought make me feel? And I wrote the feeling next to it. And boy, oh boy, I'm going to tell you, talk about eye-opening. I found myself writing things like, I'll never be rich because I'm a Latina. I'm too brown to have so much money. Nobody's going to buy from me because I'm brown. It's selfish to want more. I should just be happy with what I have. If those beliefs sound familiar to you, stop right there. Because these, amigas chulas hermosas, are not facts. They're stories. They're stories that you've been telling yourself since you were a child. And you can rewrite them. All you need to do is, step number 2, rewire your thinking. Replace the negative beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of ignoring them, whatever you do, don't ignore them. Don't like squelch it down and say, okay, just let it go, No. Instead of, you might even say, oh, I'm bad with money. When somebody talks about money, I'm bad with money. I'm always spending too much. I love shopping, but I run out of money. Things like that, you need to stop saying to yourself. Instead, say, I'm learning to manage my money wisely. Instead of making money is hard, say things like, opportunities to create wealth flow to me with ease. Those are things that you want to be able to switch. What is your thought? And then let's switch it. And I have a workshop that we do together in the community that actually helps us. So remember, amiga, your brain believes what you tell it. So let's begin to speak to ourselves with confidence. And step number 3, take action from an abundance mindset. Because mindset shifts are powerful, but action is the missing piece that everybody seems to forget when it comes to manifestation. So I want you to think about, start that side hustle, raise your prices, invest in your growth, buy that course, invest in a community. Start seeing money as something that flows to you and through you, rather than something you have to chase and you have to hoard. Amigas chulas hermosas, your money breakthrough can start today. It can start right now. Yep, right here. Aquí es la verdad. Mi amiga, money is just energy. And it is a tool, as I said before. So what we need to do is work on aligning your mindset with abundance so that you open yourself up to receiving more of it. And like I said, if you're wondering where to start, I've got something special for you. I created a powerful worksheet with 10 questions that will help you identify your personal money blocks. And you can start shifting your mindset today. And if you are the kind that are like, I can't do this by myself, then join my community. I would love to have you there. Shameless plug. I would love to have you there. Or maybe you just subscribe, hit that bell on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, because I'm going to be talking about that a lot. So listen, amiga chula, you deserve wealth regardless of what color you are. You deserve success regardless of what color you are. You deserve to live a life that reflects your fullest potential. The only thing standing between you and your financial abundance is your mindset. And today, you have the power to change that. Hey everybody, so if you've made it this far, I hope you enjoyed today's message. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend. Help me to leave a legacy. Leave a review and don't forget to grab that worksheet. I promise you, it will help you and it is a game changer. So, hermosas chulas, this is Marti Angel, your host of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, saying, until next time, remember, you got this. Nos vemos pronto. And remember, together we can achieve more. Thank you so much for listening. This is Marti Angel signing off. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.